Howdy guys, how we doing? Welcome back to another video of Amikin Survival. How we doing? Hope you guys are well. So, we are in the post update of 0.3 and I wanted to sort of give you guys a little bit of my snapshot of my thoughts and what I thought about this update. And, you know, I feel like where improvements could be made or met. And look, to be perfectly honest with you guys, I literally just before I started recording this episode, I had a bit of a look through the Discord just to sort of see the consensus of where everyone else was at in regarding to this update and what their thoughts were, how they felt, and what they feel like should be changed or should be updated. And oh my god, there's a lot of Peblo here. Holy moly, there's like 5 of these buggers. Yes, I am going to take these. Ooh, there's a level 30. I'm going to take you too. I've already got a level 30 on the way that I'm upgrading as well and fusing together. So yes, so while I am taking out all these Peblos, let's have a bit of a chat here and let's just get Zappy out just in case before I get attacked by anyone else. But yeah, the update itself, what did it bring? It brought teleportation, it brought eggs, and a whole lot of other enhancements and changes to the zones themselves. So meaning that, ooh, don't you do that, thank you very much. And they brought some critical changes to the game in terms of how to farm, where to get resources, a bit of a rebalance if you will. That's basically where I'm sort of putting that as. So yeah, positives. Okay, cool. A lot of people liked and enjoyed the fact that they're getting eggs to incubate, and they're basically having a lot of fun in finding those nests in each zones and things like that. And yeah, I feel like that is a really positive update, and you know, a pretty good in terms of content releasing. Let's just go ahead and take out the beaver leaf while I sit here and continue to wail on this Peblo. Are we taking him out? Thank you. God. Anyway, and oh, I just realised that it those passive attacks take out those around. Oh, there you go. That's interesting. Interesting. Okay. Anyway, so going back to it. So yes, they made a lot of changes, a lot of resource rebalance and stuff like that, which I think is really good. I think they did that correctly in a way, and I feel like that is, in my opinion, a really good shout out. What else did they do? So the teleportation, basically going back and forth from Nexus Farm to the Stone Plateau, which is a good thing as well. So to clarify as well, if you're leaving from Stone Plateau back to Nexus Tree, it doesn't cost you anything. But if you end up going the other way, if you want to go from Nexus Tree over to Stone Plateau, it's going to cost you 5 gems. What's the currency called again? It's the gem lots. Yes? Gemlets. Nexus Gemlets. God. Good gravy. Anyway. So, yeah. Look, a lot of people, from what I've seen in the Discord, weren't too thrilled about that. But, look, at the end of the day, there's another method of you getting here without having you to spend any money. And you're basically going through Mirror Water Lake, which, honestly, I think I explained that in my initial update video. And I explained that as well. So, I'm going to reiterate. It really doesn't take you all that long to get from Nexus Tree over to the Stone Plateau, so you really don't have to worry about that. Yeah, sure, if you've got an abundance of coins and you really want to fast travel, that makes sense. But yes, I ended up finishing off this as well post the initial update video because I did miss out on some resources that I didn't actually get and take along with me. So that is now accessible for me to utilize whenever I please, basically. But I've actually wrapped that I picked up all those Peblos too, so I'm going to see if there's any more around. Obviously, the reason that I'm doing that is I want to fuse and evolve my Peblo into the next evolution. So we're obviously doing that. So I'm doing that in a sense because I really want to get ready for the next phase of this once I guess the developers are ready to release the Ashen Plains, which is, I think, is the next one. There's another Peblo. Hey, let's go ahead and take you out too. So while I'm doing that, so I feel like I want to get into that mode where I want to sort of get to a point where I'm ready for the next phase. And I know there's a lot of players out there that are religiously playing this game, and they are way beyond myself in terms of game stage and things like that. I think at the time of this recording, the max game stage is still level 40. It hasn't actually changed yet, so I don't think that excuse me, that has updated or that has changed or anything like that. But Assuming that's obviously going to change because, ooh, there's a fawn. So let's go ahead and do that as well. Come on, Swimmander, get out of here. Come on, Swimmander, thank you. Give me a hand, please. Thank you very much. And did I capture you? Yes, I did. And I'm also getting the fawn as well because I really want to upgrade mine. Excuse me, I want to evolve mine as well. So there's that. So there's a few reasons why I'm here today. Other good changes as well. They removed the essence, which was the earth essence, not the earth essence. It was the common essence to physical essence from the ability for you to make amidices, which is great. So I feel like that was a really good move that they made, and they increased the Nexus nodes as well all around every single map, which is, in my opinion, I think that's a really smart move as well. What else did they make? And also, of course, the elephant in the room, the eggs. The eggs are one of the biggest talking points of this update. So they did make that a really big case for that. And look, I think a lot of people, from what I hear and from what I've read, there's a lot of positivity around that. The only, I guess, and this is where it sort of, I guess, tails off in a sense, right? And also the other side of things is now they finally got music in all the areas, which I'm happy as well. And I think I mentioned that in my initial update video too. So that was a nice little addition, of course. So I'm happy with that. And there's a flare hoot there. Do I want to take the flare hoot? Yes, I do. I may as well. Okay, let's capture you. And let's just pick you up and move on. And is that another flare hoot? It is. So let's go ahead and take you as well. Flare hoot is another one that I'm after as well because I know that's a fairly strong Amikin. So I want to have a little bit of diversity with my Amikins as well. So different combos and things like that. And they've made a change. So there's a blaze horn over here as well. So the markers here indicate what type of Amikin that you're going to be running into. So you don't get caught out and you essentially die, which I think that was probably another smart move by them as well. So I'm happy with that. And then look, I've seen a lot of negativity around. Let's just get out of here because Blazehorn is coming at me. All right, let's go ahead and help out my my Swimmander. And honestly, I think we should be sweet with this because Swimmander is a tank of a unit as well, especially if you upgrade it. And I've nearly upgraded mine to maximum 5 stars as well. There we go, beautiful. And this is the other thing as well that we've come down here as well. If I end up killing, or defeating, I should say, rather, a lot of fire style Amikins, I am picking up those essences as well, only because it's part of our quest. We're nearly halfway there, which is a nice little thing. So let's go ahead and take out this fawn as well. Let's get you to the next one. There we go. Boom. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now let's continue on our merry little way. So yeah, there was some negativity towards the update, and look, there always is going to be. And the style of videos that I like to do as well, I like to sort of educate a lot of my audience in a sense of providing constructive criticism as opposed to just, beating on the devs, so to speak. And I don't like that. I really don't. And in order to make game improvements, you have to sort of, help out those that are trying to produce, the said game. And I feel like by providing decent quality feedback, that's how we all... I ended up taking him out. That's how we're going to get there. That's essentially how we're going to do it. And if you provide the right type of feedback, and if there's enough of the same feedback, the devs are going to jump onto it. They're going to react to it in a positive manner. They're going to do it in a sense that whether they completely change it in the way that we want it to be changed, or they're going to make a compromise, sort of like a middle ground, an in between, if you will. There we go. We got ourselves another egg to appease the audience. So, excuse me. What I mean by that? Okay. So let's put it into perspective. Let's just use this example right now. The egg collection, as you can see, I've got a few at the moment. I wish they would stack, and a lot of people have said this as well. Whether they stack between upwards of 5 or 10 per per variation of the eggs, that would be a very helpful indicator, because the biggest issue at the moment is storage capabilities. Okay, there's not enough available storage that one could upgrade in a timely manner to facilitate farming these eggs and basically investing those to get the prized Amikin at the end. So basically, for the most part, it's only the physical and the water type Amikins that will have that special evolution. Unfortunately, I don't think there was any mention regarding a fire type. So look, potentially that could happen later on as well. So I mean, nothing's ruled out, so to speak. So I feel like that could happen further down the line, but you know, we don't know yet. We don't know yet because it's still a brand new game. They're still trying things out, which I feel like that, you know, things will happen when they will happen. And I think, you know, for a first update, it was a good update to, you know, to kick things off with. So yeah, I have praise for that. The next issue that I've noted was the cost to go back to to go from Nexus Tree to the Stone Plateau, which I sort of highlighted earlier before. So basically, this is no particular order. This is more around just basically just highlighting the fact where the people, everyone's pain points are, and yeah, I feel like that's where they've landed on. So. And I think the third one that I noted was the time it takes to hatch eggs and things like that. Yeah, look, I agree with that. It's it takes 3 hours per egg, doesn't matter which one it is. And I think I mentioned this in my initial update video as well. I'd like to see a change where, at a point where you can actually load up, you know, multiple resources to be crafted, or even in this case, have multiple eggs in queue to be hatched. So you don't have to constantly come back into the game to, you know, hatch them. Especially if you want to do this overnight, for example. So, you know, on average, everyone would sleep roughly about 8 hours. Well, you know, I'd love to get 8 hours, but I've got a young child, so that doesn't apply to me anymore. But anyway, I digress from that. So basically, what I'm sort of trying to get at is, oh damn, I missed out on that one too. That's okay. Ooh, there's another Peblo. Let's go ahead and take this Peblo. So yeah, you could always stack up, you know, have a queue of maybe four slots available, and I think that's good. That's a really good reference point, and hopefully that allows people to enable them to, you know, have at least a few eggs hatched by that point, and then by the time they wake up or jump into the game on the next day, oh, you jumped out. Then yeah, 100%. Then you've got a few Amikins along the way that you've hatched. And I guess in a sense, look, I think for me it does make sense as well that a lot of them that I've hatched so far are level 1 Amikins, but it's also a bit of a pain as well at the same time, because what exactly are we doing with these level 1 style Amikins? Are we just going to be using them as feeders to fuse your main Amikins? I think that would probably be the answer for now. Whereas, you know, I haven't seen any Amikin that is above level 1, so I would assume that would be the case for a lot of people, and probably why they've done it the way that they've done it. So yeah, look, I mean, it's just something that I wanted to point out. I've got a couple of Amidices here, and I'm being pursued by a few Amikins. That's right, we're good. Oh, I just broke my my weapon there. I normally tend to hang on to those so I don't have to make them brand new. But that's okay. So I don't actually have a lot of heals, so I might have to start making my way back. I want to sort of try and go around, but I found another Peblo, so let's go ahead and take up this Peblo. And as you can see, I've got a bit of storage here as well, so we're good in that sense. I can pick up a lot of Amikins as I go along, and I purposely came here for this purpose anyway. But yeah, as I was sort of saying before, all right, Swimander, let's get this fawn. There we go. 69%. I don't know if I'm going to get this. Be nice if I did. There we go. I did. Very good. Yeah, so I feel like there's some compromises that they've made so far, and I think this is probably a good way that they've sort of done it. And I think conversely, I feel like they would have highlighted a lot of these issues ahead of time before they had released the update. So basically, what I'm sort of referencing is, my guess is they're probably fully aware of some of these limitations that a lot of the players have come back with in the form of feedback. Which, for me, that makes sense because I know the developers well enough. Every time that there is feedback, they do listen. They do adapt to the change quite quickly. I feel like that they're going to do the same with this game as well. But bear in mind, this is still a brand new game as well, so it's not a long-standing game like your Westland Survival, for example. But yeah, I feel like there are going to be some changes, and I think some of the positive changes that probably will be made because they've been made enough in terms of feedback is they may end up stacking the eggs, possibly in a new update. Whether or not they do it as a mini hotfix update, I don't believe that they would do that, but I feel like they'll end up doing that at some point in time. So I would expect that to happen. That's just my opinion. That's just my humble opinion on that. But the other thing I wanted to sort of touch on is more around, I guess, some of the positive changes that they've made. And as you can see, there's a hell of a lot of there's a lot of resources about now. And why that they've done this, I feel like there's going to be some massive changes to come. And I feel like there's going to be a lot for us to do as time sort of, rolls along. So I feel like that's basically where that's all at. But let's see if we can head back. Where is, oh gosh, I'm a long way away from the teleport station, so I'm gonna have to make my way around because I want to sort of try and get out of here. If I find another Peblo, I'm gonna make that stop. I'm going to pick up said Peblo, but let's just go over this way a little bit. And are we not? I need to go a little bit further up here around this way, and I think it's around in this corner, I would imagine. Do I want to try and take out the spawn? I think I do. Go. Thank you very much. And that's just an MB fluff, and let's just take out you because I really want to get your essence. Thank you very much. And oop, I'm stuck. I'll take out this MB fluff too. Come on. Let's go, Swimanda. Do your work. Thank you very much. And I shouldn't be that far away. There I am. There we go. Okie dokie. And there we go. So, looking at this as well, I reckon there's going to be multiple teleports in this game to come as well. So I feel like this is going to happen. I don't think it'll happen for Mirror Water and Starweed, but Ashen Plateau, I would say 100%. And I reckon other places as well will happen once they start releasing new content for this game as well. So as you notice, there's no cost involved for me to travel back. But if I were to go the other way and go over, you can see the teleport cost. One person actually mentioned, should we make energy a thing and utilize energy and incorporate that into the game? Look, I don't think I'm for that in a sense. It's a good idea, but this is a game that doesn't have energy at all, and you can play to your heart's content. And I think this is a strength that the game has at the moment, and I feel like that's something that that shouldn't be messed around with. I don't feel like that should be I guess discussed in a sense, but that's just me. Another one was, and when you look at the loading screen of the game, you can see a flying Amikin. Have an evolution of an Amikin that flies, that negates the transport. That could be something that could happen as well. Whether or not the first iteration was teleportation, whereas they could leave teleportation as it is, and they use flying as a mechanism, and they could use energy from the Amikin. That could be something. I don't know, but who knows? I feel like that could be something that could be looked at. Excuse me. The other thing I wanted to look at as well, as part of my my searching for brother campaign, is that we need to evolve Ember Fluff into an Ember Inks. So let's go ahead and do that now anyway, because I already had my Ember Fluff already upgraded to to its maximum star level. So let's go ahead and do that. And basically, I've got myself an Ember Inks, and we are, you know, a little bit better. And we can also redo, and this resets the counter again to ascend the Ember Inks into 5-star as well. So it doesn't stop there, so to speak. So you can continue to do that. Does that? Yeah, it did actually do that. Fantastic. I'm a little bit happy with that one there. So I've got my level 30 here. So let's go ahead and select all of my Peblos. How many Peblos did I get? Okay. So we're nearly up to rank 3 with that, which is actually a really good shout. Now this is my good fawn. So let's go ahead and select you and do the same with you. Okay, thank you, thank you. Whoop. Oh, okay, I'm already up the maximum to fuse. I just realized. Let's rank up. So as you can see, yeah, this fawn is actually going to be really good once it's fully upgraded and evolved over to a Blazehorn. So I'm really pressed to get that done. I've also got my Mayo Winkle as well. That's pretty much ready for ranking up and then ascension from thereafter. So that's going to outrank my Ember Inks as well. So like I said, I wanted to get a variety of evolved Amikins, so I can have that bit of diversity, especially if we're going to go to a different area, or if they open up the different area. I want to know that I've got a good variety sake of Amikins, and that's my suggestion to you guys as well. Have a good variety of pumped up Amikins ready to go, especially when we're in this phase of a newly developed game. First update's been granted to us, and we're basically ready to go, and we're just basically waiting for new updates as they come along, especially for the players that have played as much as I have, if not more, and they are basically just waiting for the next update. This is what I would expect a lot of at this point end game players to basically make up their time in what they're doing and playing the game. So again, my opinion alone. But yeah, other than that, we've got the incubator here. So let's go ahead and take you. We've got ourselves a Swimander, which is nice. Very good. I'm actually out of eggs at the moment. Oh no, I've got one in storage. So can we can I put my I actually have to take it from the storage? I don't think I had to do that last time. Really? Interesting. But yeah, this is going to be a problem, and this is what I was sort of highlighting earlier before in the video. You've only got so much, and then now I can't actually upgrade it to level 3 because I need tier 4 items. So tier 4, I would imagine, won't be too far away. It's more of a progressionary step for this game because it's still so new. But like I said before, I would like to have at least anywhere between, say, 3 to 4 slots, and not just for the incubator, but more for the for all the other the other workstations as well, to enable us to have the right amount of AFK-ness, freedom, flexibility. That's how I sort of feel. That's just me. That's just my opinion. Again, my opinions are alone mine, and as you can see, it's a level 1. So for me, if I were to go into the fusion chamber here, let's go ahead and select you, and then pop you in there. So if you get a flurry of these, then obviously, yeah, it makes sense that these Amikins are at level 1. I don't know whether or not that will change later on. Who knows? But that's just me. Again, like I said. But the other thing I wanted to have a quick look at, I'm just sort of going through this, and someone did also mention with regards to the incubator chamber as well. Why not use electricity? So your electrical Amikins, now that we've got one electric Amikin that you can actually get aside from buying Zappy as the pre-registered gift purchase option, you could use that to speed up production. That would be another interesting concept, I would feel. But yeah, if you could use that, then that'd be something that I would be interested in doing, or involving, I guess, in order for us to speed up and ramp up production. But with any new update, And for those that haven't played Wasteland Survival before, when they make a major update, it is apparently harder for you to level up in the game in a sense. And what I mean by that is a lot of for end game stage players, they can basically get to the new content released a lot sooner than others for various reasons. But more importantly, they do it in a way that I guess safeguards themselves. If a smaller amount of players get to that new content release, they can stress test it, and if there's any issues, they can fix it along the way until they decide that when the developers are ready to open the floodgates, so to speak. So what I mean by that is they're not going to go from 1 to 100 in a quick manner, in a sense of allowing players to get to the newest content releasement and showing off what they had produced. So what I mean by that is if we use this, and everyone wants the Aquadisc, or I can't remember for the life of me what the name of this Amikin was, but using these two examples, basically where if they allow us to get to these Amikins a lot sooner rather than later, then the majority of people are going to be bored. So they obviously don't want to do that. They want to continue players being engaged, and when they sort of get to a point where they're happy to increase or make it the quality of life a little bit easier, I would say in a sense, they might even reduce the egg wait from 3 hours to say 1 hour, for example, and then that'll basically be the compromise. And this is what I was explaining beforehand about making compromises and why I think feedback is so important. So make your feedback, but make it constructive. Give options, give suggestions that will help the development team, tinker around with the game and making the game quality of life a little bit better for the majority of us, not just the individual, but for everyone else included. So I guess for me, as I'm going through the consensus of other wants and needs from other people and stuff like that, there's mention around about more evolution for Amikins. That I think that's just going to happen as time progresses. Eggs can't be stacked. That's a lot of people's gripes at the moment. I reckon that's going to be changed fairly soon. I don't think that's going to stay the way it is for too long, but that's just me. But they're the main talking points for a lot of people. And look, the farming stations, the cloth and berries, good additions as well. A lot of people are happy with, there's a lot more Swimander, flare hoots to catch per zones, which is a nice addition as well. So again, the devs are going to be tinkering around with a lot of these things, and they'll make changes and things like that. It might not be an improvement for a lot of people. It might be for some. It all depends on where you are in your game stage. So I'm going to leave it here because I've been rambling on for a little while now, and it's nearly 30 minutes into this video. So I'm going to get out of here. So thanks for watching, checking out this video. Please leave a like, share if you can, and if you guys are new to the channel or not, and you want to see more, be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. But aside from that, do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What are your thoughts? Put them in the comments. Alright guys, take it easy, and as always, I'll catch you guys in the next one.